The crisis that nobody saw coming. Mathematically, you could argue that 1 plus 1 equals 2. Spiritually in cycling, 1 plus 1 equals teamwork, morale, protection from crosswinds, controlled breakaways, and a bullet train lead out into the final kilometre. Which is why, brace yourself, the recent news from Alpecin is just a case of contract expiration, or is it? It's a full-blown, flame-lit, morale-detonating apocalypse that may just nuke Mathieu van der Poel's Tour de France 2025 campaign into an orbit before he even clips in. Because yes, not 1, not 2, but 4 of Van der Poel's most trusted soldiers are leaving, departing the blue and purple fortress where they built cobbled dreams and conquered sprints. Their names, Gianni, Timo, Sandro and Quinten, they're gone, they're departing, taking their what's and loyalty elsewhere, like a bad breakup you never saw coming, until you're left holding the button, wondering what just happened. And this isn't just bad, it's catastrophic, because these aren't random domestiques you forget by stage 10 of the race. These are the pillars of Van der Poel's racing architecture. And now that building is shaking like a Giro descent in a thunderstorm. Let's break it all down in 5 horrifying sections. 1. The mass exodus. Who's leaving and where they are going. Let's get the cold facts out of the way, because they burn. Gianni Vermeersch, the gravel prince, the cross comrade, the Belgium-Swiss army knife, is leaving Alpecin for the shiny Red Bull boosted project at Bora Hansgrohe. Timo Poels, the rising star, the engine who played bodyguard and battering ram alike, he's packing his bags for Team Visma Lisa Bike. Jandro Maurice, the experienced breakaway tactician and all-round glue guy, is joining Q36.5. And yes, Quinten Hermans, cyclocross convert and springboard specialist, is also heading to Q36.5, reuniting with Maurice in a joint departure that feels like someone ripping out a pair of lungs. This is not a shuffle. This is crazy. Each of these riders played a precise, nuanced role in Mathieu van der Poel's recent campaigns. Vermeersch wasn't just a teammate, he was the man who kept the pace in the trench warfare on the cobbles. Kalisz was the young dynamite, able to slot in whenever needed. Hermans offered tactical depth and explosive legs on rolling terrain, while Maurice brought the brains and calm amid the chaos. Gone, all of them, like the Alpecin office forgot to lock the door and now half the village is on fire. 2. Van der Poel's immediate reaction. Panic, pause, or pivot. Van der Poel is not a man of melodrama. He doesn't tweet in all caps or deliver weepy Instagram reels under moody lighting. But even the ice-cold tactician of Capellen couldn't hide the frostbite when news of the departures leaked out during a sponsor shoot in late April. Quote, "Of course I knew some riders were in talks, but losing 4 at once, that wasn't the plan." This was a face drawn and shoulders rigid. Quote, "Gianni, he's been with me from the beginning. That one hurts." He paused, reportedly looked off camera and said, quote, "If you take 4 wheels off a car, it doesn't drive anymore." Alpecin's management has downplayed the whole thing, calling it, quote, "a natural evolution of the team's strategy." But insiders whisper of a fractured team vision, where personal ambitions began to outpace collective cohesion. Van der Poel, meanwhile, was left wondering if the Tour de France, already a Cyprian, ask for a one-day specialist, just became impossible. The 2024 edition saw him win stage 11 and support Jasper Philipsen to green, but without his trusted lieutenants, he may find himself more isolated than a breakaway at 150 k's to go. Sources close to the Dutch Stupitar have hinted his, quote, reassessing his 2025 Grand Tour plans. Could this mean prioritizing the classics again, skipping the Tour entirely for an Olympic focus, or begging the Alpecin boardroom to raid the transfer market like a desperate DS on deadline day? Nothing is ruled out, and everything feels uncertain. 3. Quotes from the departing riders, friendly farewell or subtle shade. The cycling world loves diplomacy. They rarely get football-level drama or NBA-style subtweeting, but read between the lines of these riders' exit interviews and the diplomatic facade begins to crack. Giannani, perhaps the biggest emotional loss, was measured but firm. Quote, I've had amazing years at Alpecin, but Bora offered a long-term vision that aligned better with my personal growth. It's not about leaving Matthew, it's about discovering what I can become without always riding in someone's shadow. Ouch. Timo Kalesh, always a bit more reserved, echoed the sentiment. Quote, Visma gives me the chance to develop into a more complete rider. I learned a lot at Alpecin, but sometimes the next step means leaving the comfort zone, even if that comfort is shared with one of the best riders in the world. Sandro Maurice, the chess player, went full politician. Quote, no hard feelings. Every rider has to look at his career in chapters. This one closes and a new one begins. Quinten Hermans, meanwhile, left a bit of a mic drop. Quote, we all knew this might happen. When a team is built too heavily around one rider, eventually people start wondering if there's room for anyone else's ambitions. Translation, we were tired of riding ourselves into the ground for someone else's headlines. While no one outright criticised Van der Poel, the undercurrent was clear. Some of these men want more than support roles. They want freedom, leadership, maybe even personal glory. And Alpecin's Van der Poel-centric strategy no longer fits that bill. 4. What this means for the Tour. A team leader without a team. Let's say you're a Van der Poel standing on the start line in Florence this July. You've got 21 stages ahead. You're eyeing yellow jerseys, stage wins, lead-outs, maybe even a go at green. But who's got your back? In 2024, the answer was obvious. Gianni kept you alive in crosswinds. Kielch buried himself to control brakes. Hermans flung himself off the front to soften the legs off rivals. Maurice played road captain like a grandmaster. Now, the replacements are either too green, too unknown, or too irrelevant. Alpecin has depth, yes, but not this kind of depth. Not the kind that knows how you race. Not the kind that has shared 200k's of hell in the break with you and still knew when to pull out the 400 meters to go. Van der Poel will still have Jasper Philipsen until he gets poached, probably by Ineos next week, but the team feels gutted, like a tour squad run through with arrows. And let's not forget the 2025 route is brutal, with 8 monument stages, 4 categorized as Queen Stage, adjacent, and at least 2 insane crosswind sectors in the Vendée. This is not a parcours for the isolated, it's a parcours for a team, a full synchronized oxygen gulping unit. If Van der Poel finds himself alone in the Galabra while UAE lines up Almeida, Yates and Ayuso like chess pieces, it's game over. 5. The future. A rebuild or a relapse? The €1,000,000 question, can Van der Poel adapt? He's proven time and time again that he can win without a train, without a plan, without oxygen sometimes. But the Tour de France is not Strada Bianca. It's not the cyclocross world champs. It's not even Flanders. It's a 3-week trench war against teams stacked like Real Madrid on EPO. Can he pivot, change goals, maybe target specific stages instead of GC ambitions? Shift focus to Olympic gold or a Vuelta tilt instead? Insiders say a new Alpecin strategy is being drawn up as we speak, one that leans heavier into developing younger riders like Axel Lawrence and potentially bringing in a big signing to stabilise the roster. But finding replacements for 4 key riders mid-season with limited budget and zero chemistry is like trying to build a new marriage during the divorce proceedings. There's also concern from Van der Poel's inner circle that this mass exodus could impact his mental preparations. He thrives on familiarity, on tight-knit dynamics, and on knowing exactly who's on his wheel at 70k's to go. Losing 4 core teammates may not just hurt tactics, it may disrupt the entire emotional rhythm of his race calendar. What do you guys think? Comment down below and let me know in the comment section if you think this is going to ruin his race, and if anyone has any more news on who is replacing these 4 riders and their role in helping Van der Poel. Leave a like on today's video to show your support for the channel, and subscribe if this is your first time here to stay up to date with all of the latest cycling news, cycling drama and cycling race results. See you in the next one, guys.